Ash's Greninja is an anomaly, a beast that we've never seen before, and there are very few Pokemon that have been able to fundamentally change the franchise like this one. This is the story on Ash's Greninja, who was once an all-star pick, rose, fell, and rose to greater heights. But to understand all this, we have to take it back all the way to the Kalos region, before Greninja was even a Greninja, where he was just a lonely Froakie. When Froakie first hatched from his egg, he was already very different from his group. While everyone else was having fun and partying, Froakie just wanted to train and get stronger. At first glance, the other Froakies thought our Froakie was just a little weird and just enjoyed training a lot, but these differences eventually turned into hate. They were so scared of the unknown that they decided to kick Froakie out of the group, leaving him out in the wild to be all alone. Some time has passed and Froakie has somehow made it to Professor Sycamore's lab, but there's one other issue with this Froakie. Whenever Professor Sycamore gives him out to a brand new trainer, Froakie always ends up getting returned or abandoned by that previous trainer. This is because Froakie believes he has such high potential that he won't let it be wasted by mediocre trainers, so he'll continue waiting at the lab until he finds someone worthy of his power. Some time has passed and that leads us to the first episode of the Pokemon X and Y anime, where Ash is landing into the Kalos region. And I gotta be honest for a second, this has to be one of Ash's best character designs yet. He looks so mature for his age compared to previous seasons, and this new design is actually quite telling on why Froakie gravitated towards Ash. Because while Ash was walking through the Kalos region, Froakie was following him within the shadows, and when Ash got into a battle with Team Rocket and Pikachu almost got hit by a devastating attack, Froakie jumped in the way, tanking the attack for Pikachu, wanting to help Ash. They ended up defeating Team Rocket, but Froakie was in critical condition, and they rushed him over to the professor's lab. And at this lab, Ash learned the truth. Professor Sycamore told Ash that this Froakie has actually been abandoned by its last trainer and really doesn't trust humans all that much and only wants to be raised by a strong trainer. Ash believed that Froakie was actually a good Pokemon and that he just needed the right opportunity to unlock his true potential, and this was proven even further where Team Rocket stole Professor Sycamore's Garchomp and he started tweaking out, but Froakie in the end ended up saving the day, protecting the Garchomp. Because of all this, Froakie realized Ash's love for Pokemon and realized that Ash would actually be a worthy trainer for him, and Ash thought likewise, and ever since then, Froakie joined Ash's team, being one of his aces. And you would think from here that the story goes smooth sailing, with them becoming the best of friends, but the story actually gets so much more complicated. Since Froakie has actually never worked within a team, he actually struggled a lot with teamwork, especially in the early episodes, where Froakie would not listen to Ash's instructions and always just do what he sees fit. This behavior actually costed Froakie a battle against a fletchling, destroying his self-confidence because he knew he had the power to win the battle, but he just lost because of his own thoughts. And when Froakie applied this, he became better than ever, being able to defeat this fletchling in a rematch. And with all that being said and done, Froakie ended up enjoying his time on Ash's team and made some pretty good friends. But what Froakie didn't realize is that he was creating even greater rivals. One of the rivals that were brewing up was this ninja that said Ash's Froakie was actually slow and he had a Frogadier himself, and he said his Frogadier was way more faster and better than Ash's Froakie. Ash didn't take this lightly and challenged him to a battle, and that's when they learned real quick that they are not on top. They got absolutely destroyed. They got beat so bad they were pretty bummed out about it, but the ninja actually offered to train Froakie, which they did. They taught Froakie how to be more agile on water, be more stealth, and overall become a better Pokemon, and they said they'll meet them again and hope that Froakie got him stronger. Taking all this info in, you would think Froakie would put his head down and try to become stronger than that Frogadier, but Froakie actually made a brand new rival on his own team. In a later episode, there was a Hawlucha that Ash wanted to catch, so he sent out Froakie, and they got into a very heated battle, which resulted into a draw. Ash still ended up catching Hawlucha, but Froakie just didn't want to work with Hawlucha, and Hawlucha did not respect Froakie at all. Ash even took them out in a double battle, and they completely lost it, bickering against each other and did not work together. Ash realized this wasn't working, and it wasn't until Ash's life was in danger the two Pokemon actually teamed up, set their differences aside, and realized that they could work together. So we now managed to get an established team, and Froakie's looking pretty good. But later in the timeline, Ash meets the ninja trainer again, finding him going down a river unconscious. When they wake him up, they realize that he actually has a Greninja now, not a Frogadier. They ask Ash for their help to defeat the Barbaracle, so Greninja and Froakie put their differences aside and team up to fight the Barbaracle. The fight wasn't going the greatest. Greninja and Froakie teamed up, but they weren't winning at all. Greninja also looked like he was out for the count, and Barbaracle was going in to do the finishing blow on Froakie, but Froakie decided to evolve into Frogadier to be able to destroy the Barbaracle.